A Paradise Valley man and well-known dentist was sentenced to life in prison and a $15 million penalty for the murder of his wife. This happened on an African safari trip back in 2016.
Larry Rudolph was a big game hunter, and he claimed his wife accidentally shot herself while packing a gun. The prosecutors say he murdered her and then cashed in on the insurance money. So why wasn't the death penalty on the table here? True Crime Arizona's Brianna Whitney is here now. Brianna, you've been following this case for years. Why not the death penalty, and why $15 million?
It's something a lot of people had a question about. Attorneys say this case is pretty rare. Normally, a first-degree murder case like this would be a capital case, meaning it would be death penalty eligible. But it all comes down to the fact that Larry Rudolph murdered his wife, Bianca, outside of the country, which has different parameters. The mail fraud, though, happened in the U.S., and stripping Larry Rudolph of everything he had was a big focus in court today.
The defendant thought that he could murder his wife overseas and get away with it. He was wrong.
Today in Denver, justice has arrived.
A celebration outside the courthouse by officials in Colorado just moments after former Paradise Valley man and famed Pennsylvania dentist Larry Rudolph was sentenced to life in prison and $15 million in restitution for the murder of his wife Bianca on an African safari trip. It happened in Zambia. Larry told African police Bianca was trying to pack up her gun when it accidentally went off and shot her in the heart while he was in the shower. He then had her cremated quickly. But the FBI investigation revealed Larry Rudolph defrauded multiple insurance companies to cash in on $5 million in life insurance for Bianca's death. And friends told officials Larry had a mistress who worked at his dental practice, and she gave him an ultimatum to only be with her. His mistress was sentenced to 17 years in prison for the murder scheme in June. So why wasn't Larry met with a possibility of the death penalty? Local attorney Tom Ryan explains.
The type of murder is a first-degree murder, but it was not a murder that occurred within the jurisdiction of the United States. It occurred in a foreign country, and for that reason, they don't impose capital punishment, but life in prison without possibility of parole is what the federal statute calls for.
As for the $15 million in penalties, much of that will go to the insurance companies, but millions of it will also go to the couple's own children who lost their mom and who now basically lost their dad, too.
They're looking at his incredibly successful dentistry practice, and they're basically stripping him of all of his value and giving that to the people, the survivors. He took away their chance to have their mother's estate. And so if you think about it in that way, the judge did the right thing.
Seconds after the sentencing finished, Larry's defense attorney said they're not going down without a fight.
We're looking forward to the appeal in this case, and we're going to be proceeding as quickly as we can because we believe we have a good chance to win the appeal.
But the U.S. attorney says Larry Rudolph's fame and fortune doesn't get you ahead.
Today points out that no matter how wealthy you are, no matter how prestigious you are, no matter how well connected you are, the long arm of the law will find you.
And the U.S. attorney also told the judge to impose steep financial penalties to ensure Larry didn't seek revenge by either filing frivolous lawsuits or, worse, hiring hitmen from behind bars. Derek, I'll send it back to you.
Wow, bizarre case,
Yeah.
Brianna Whitney. Thank you for the update.